Hello, this is Jessie from jessieathome.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do the loop ladder that goes around the edge of the Tamara Kismet square. So to begin, I have completed the round that has all of the quadruple treble crochets in it. I'm going to start with the first quadruple treble, which is actually the chain stitches we did to start the round. I'm going to start by first giving that a twist. Okay, so we're going to pick up this set of chains that's counting as our first quadruple treble, and we're going to give it a little bit of a twist there. And then you're going to just pull all of the stitches through just like you did when you made the ladders that went up the square. So we're just going to pull the next one through, grab the next one, pull it through. We're not twisting any of these, you only twist the first one. Grab the next one, pull it through. Try not to mingle your stitches. If you just grab one little strand of yarn with your fingers as you're pulling them through, you can kind of mangle your stitches, so try not to do that. So we have our loop here, we're finding the next quadruple treble, and we're putting it through the loop. Okay, fine, we have our loop, we're grabbing the next, pulling it through, and you're going to keep doing that all the way around. When I finish the last one, I'll come back and I'll show you how I tack that last one down so that the whole thing doesn't come undone. I finished pulling all of my loops through all the way around the square, and now it's time to tack down that last loop. You can always skip this step and come back in later, and you can put a button or something here and slip this last loop over it. Though, if this is going to be on a blanket or whatever, you might want to still sew that loop down and then just put the button on top of it, just in case the button comes off in the wash or gets pulled off or whatever. You can always also just take a scrap piece of the same color yarn and sew it down later. But I'm going to show you how to tack it down as you're working, just because I don't really like to have a whole lot of finishing steps. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your hook from behind your work. You see, here's that last chain 2 we did. We're going to go behind that. We're going to kind of come up right here. Okay, now take this last loop and you're going to go through the last loop that you made, and now you're going to go back down through the first loop. You see where the first loop crossed over? This is that little cross. You're going to find the opening that's just after that crossover, okay, and you're going to insert your hook back down through that opening. Now you're just going to yarn over with the same color yarn that you're using, and you're going to pull through everything. Go ahead and pull through a little, one step at a time, whatever it takes to make sure you've gone through everything. And what you've done now is you've tacked that down. You see, it's all tacked down, and it may look a little different than the other corners, but you know, if that really bothers you, then that's when you go ahead and you place something on top of that to really hide it. You can certainly take the time to figure out how to make that last stitch do all of that stuff with some really crazy fancy hook work. I tried it. There is a way to do it. It's very crazy and elaborate and difficult. So have at it if you're that special kind of crazy, which I probably am. But I'm not going to try to write a pattern that is that special kind of crazy. So we're just going to leave it with a little tack down there, because that's a little bit more sane for the majority of the people watching here. So let me just get you started on the next round so you understand how to work into this, because if you start crocheting into these loops, things won't look quite right. So let me get you started on the next round. We're going to change our color, and to do that I just pull this new color loop through the old color loop and then kind of pull on the old color And now the next round has us chaining 5, which counts as the first double crochet and a chain 2. And now we're going to put 3 double crochet into the next chain 2 space. So here you see, this is the part of our loop from our little loop ladder. Back hiding here is the actual chain 2 that was at the top of this round before we looped everything. All of those chains, they're hiding back here. You're going to have to kind of find them to work into them, but because they're chain spaces, they're a little easier to find than if they had been regular stitches. Okay, so we found that chain 2 space, and we're going to work 3 double crochets into that. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to work 2 double crochets into the chain 1 space, and you can see at this point you can just keep pulling. You can see here's where our quadruple treble came out, and here is our next chain 1 space, and we're just going to work 2 double crochets into that. Okay, so I'll lift it up this time. Oopsie. And look at that. I have caught, which I didn't mean to do. I caught my tail of my other color yarn. Let me get that out of my way and do those 2 again. See, we all make mistakes. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, now I'm going to lift this up a little bit, a little closer for you. Okay, so here's the 2 we just made, and now I'm going to find the next chain 1 space that's hiding behind all these loops, and that's where I'm going to work my next 2 double crochet. I'll show you one more. We're going to find the next chain 1 space, and that's where we're going to work the next 2 double crochet. We're going to continue working in this way all the way around. So 2 double crochets into each of the little chain 1 spaces until you get to the corner where there's a chain 2 space. Where are they? Here we go. 1, 2. There's 2 chain 2 spaces, and you're going to work 3 double crochet into this one, and then a chain 2, and then 3 double crochet into this one, and that will make your corner. Okay, and then you're going to continue working 2 double crochet into all of these chain 1 spaces. You'll get to the next corner, and you'll do 3 double crochet into this chain 2 space, a chain 2, 3 double crochet into this chain 2 space, and then 2 double crochet into all the chain 1s, and you're going to continue that all the way around until you get to the very last chain 2 space where you will place 2 double crochet, because the third one is actually the first 3 chains of this of our starting chain. That the first 3 chains of that starting chain counts as a double crochet, so that'll be the last double crochet in this corner. And then just continue along with the pattern. There's a very similar set of trebles that get turned into another another ladder, and from this point on you should be able to finish out the pattern just following along. You shouldn't need any more videos, I hope. So hopefully this has been very helpful for you.